All right, folks. Hey, welcome on back. Good morning. This Thursday, February 19th. Great to have all of our students and members at least just joining us directly inside our live trading room. Leda Farzad, Nabil, Mike, Genevieve, Wayne, Andrea, Margaret, Michael. So all of our students just before. And again, if you're joining us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., you got me for the morning. Fausto is actually just stepping out Thursday, Friday, just a quick little vacation with the fam. Well earned, well deserved. So and we'll catch him back on Monday with that. So, hey, at least if you're joining us on social, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., out there on the internet streets, make sure to hit the follow and subscribe buttons right down below. Just at cybertradingu is our handle. And with that, though, listen, we had a fantastic morning already. The stock CDIO, little push, nice little push. If you're able to get in around 8 o'clock in the morning, shortly thereafter, broke higher, right off 225, 230, good for about 25, 30 cents, right? And, for a pre-market trade, for just a trade on a morning, well, we'll take it because on 1,000 shares, that's a solid 250. That could be a $300 trade there for you. And that's even before the market opens up. So we did pretty good on CDIO. We also did pretty good on this Ruby trade. Another nice stock that popped early on in pre-market here. Ruby, this has a good spread, really nice order book. So, I don't know if they're like a larger cap company. Their float looks like it's only 500,000 shares. So I don't think that they're such a large company, at least, but it seems like they had good volume on the order book and it was going up really well. So just to say, if you're just joining us directly inside our live trading room here, we've had a great morning already. And if you didn't jump into anything yet, well, we're just getting started, right? So the day is young. We're going to build up our watch list here in just a bit, just pointing out that it's already been pretty decent thus far. We had a fantastic day yesterday, so I want to go over a couple of trades from yesterday. You knew I'd start off the IBRX myself, right? So even coming up later on today, I'll be tagging in for Fausto actually with the fine folks over at Bookmap, and I'm going to be doing a little workshop over on Bookmap's YouTube channel. Of course, the fine folks over there, we love working with Bookmap, and I'll be discussing the IBRX trade pretty much in full there. Point being, we've been on top of this since mid-January. I'm in this right now from $3 as a swing trade. See on the top right there, my position manager. Basically, they came out with a drug. They got Saudi FDA fast track approval for non-small cell lung cancer and for bladder cancer. And just even yesterday, there was more news regarding the European Commission, for this company, Immunity Bio, and how they're going to get regulation across 33 other countries. Eventually, the U.S. obviously is going to be happening soon. So this has just been building and building support for the last few weeks, filled this gap here. And yesterday, with that news that came out, yeah, game on. Not game over, certainly game on. We're just getting started here, I feel. So even if it pulls back today, still very bullish long-term on the future of this company. But I think that there could be even more going into the day today. Without chatting too much on this stock, we got plenty more to go through here this morning. But I don't think too many shorts even covered on this trade yet. I looked at some statistics last night. A couple of people on social media messaged me over some numbers. And you would just imagine for a stock like this to pop 42% in one day, well, probably a lot of shorts had to have covered, right? Well, allegedly not. So, what happens when this pops even more? Well, it means they're going to have to. So, at least just right now, it's a very strong trade, swing trade. And it's down like 3.7%, but that's because it closed practically at the highs yesterday. So it's still very much, near the highs compared to yesterday's open. So I'm going to add the IBRX just to our list to begin. Like really nice stock, good volume, good orders. Ondas, another one also. We're very familiar with Ondas, ONDS, just pretty much back from last year, August, September time. This with the other drone and EVTOL companies pushed up then. But this one's maintained higher lows. Beautiful move. So certainly has gained our trust over time. And yesterday, just a nice little pop, good day trade morning move, and actually made a pretty good slingshot before the market closed, right at 3:30. Program trading kicking in, and this ended up making a good slingshot to even break a new high. How about that? So for right now, ONDS, I could actually just put this on our watch list to begin. I want to go through the gainer side though first. I want to just see what we have here in a bit. We'll come back to this. We'll definitely come back to this ONDS. It's definitely just like a side list stock, B list stock at the minimum, at the complete minimum, worst case scenario. So that's a great thing, right? The CDIO we did trade yesterday, right? So this was the one from pre-market we had brought up earlier. But to jump back, this was really one of our better movers from yesterday morning. The only issue, though, we went over this just during our meetings. We talked about this, how this is just a historical pop and drop stock for us back from 2023, 24, 24, and not even that as much. Just check this. Just look at like recently here. You have big volume, and then it crashed right back down. It's been on this downtrend for a long time here even. So you can't trust this stock. You should not look at this as a viable swing trade candidate yet. It had a great morning move yesterday, or had a great afternoon move. Get my time right there. Great afternoon move here. But this made a strong reversal. This kind of looks like 10:30 in the morning almost here, like 2:30. Looks like 10:30. That morning move up, then down. This was just in the afternoon, of course. So going into the morning today, hey, it's pushing back on up. And we did actually just a moment ago call this out, although that order pulled, right? I think we had a pretty big iceberg order. They're trying to mess around with us for a second. 50,000 shares. As soon as this thing popped up, I saw it. I'm just trying to call it out to you in the trading room, but they pulled the order real fast, and nothing like that shown up since, right? Nothing like 50,000 shown up since there on the order book. So it maybe gives us hope it could show up again. And as long as the trend is holding here, I don't mind just putting it on our list, the CDIO. Last one, I think, was a short from yesterday, the SEDG. This fell off a cliff early in the morning. It was right at the low of the day yesterday. The only issue on this was just that it didn't really break lower. We found this more going into the afternoon. So we were on top of the CDIO earlier, the IBRX earlier. So this was more for the afternoon. It just never really made that better breakdown. So maybe it could do it today. It's kind of spotty graph, though, for right now. So again, another one we'll come back to if we need to. But let's just go right from the top right here, folks. We had the IBRX, the Ruby trade. Did I add this to our list yet? I don't think I fully added this to our main list. Now, the reason why I wouldn't is because if this really dumps off before we finish up this meeting, wouldn't be surprising. Much like the CDIO trade, this you can't trust as far as you could throw. So once this begins to break a little lower low, it's going to be game over. Right now, I guess it actually just tried a little bit, but now it's back up and above these wicks. It's hanging on by a thread. It's hanging on by a real thread. I'll put it on our list for right now. At this point, go with the IBRX, the Ruby, the CDIO, and we'll go for more. See what else we can grab. Box L. This has just been a pump and dump stock for us in the past. Recently, from the last couple weeks here, it was even like back from end of January, beginning of February, a couple of days, decent little days. But again, just look at what happened here in September. So that's where I stressed to you, just these are morning moves. And if they even want to show good direction this morning right now, I don't think this stock is worth it. I think that there's other stocks that definitely are worth the time. That's not showing as clean of a trend going into the market open. I saw some news on Etsy last night. I'm not going to care to even look for it right now. I'm probably going to botch it, but I thought they sold part of their business. If I'm not mistaken. I thought they sold a part of their business. So either way, ended up having a big pop overnight. They either sold a part of a business or they bought a part of a business. That doesn't help you too much, but a little expensive of a trade for us. So unless it had a great order book, we're probably not going to be as inclined to focus on it. ENVB, I don't really like getting caught up in these like crazy pop and drop moves. You think like, oh, it's going to go back up. Maybe it can, but after it goes up and down so severely, I feel like it's actually going to break lower, maybe even flip negative. Okay, so Figma, FIG. So I wanted to catch a slingshot on this trade going into the after hours, see if this could like make some crazy dump first and then the pop. And they ended up just breaking out. So that's fine. That's a battle I'm not going to fight over. So long term, this chart still has a lot to prove. It's not really that great of a long-term chart yet. Just up until recently here, it was building higher lows. And from the earnings move, it did pop. But now it needs to solidify that higher high and flip that into a support. So it's been filling the gap. It's been dropping off already this morning. If you want me to add it to our list, I will. Just kind of in the middle, probably towards the back, if anything, at the end. Interesting chart, interesting trade, just not fully sold on it yet. But that's why we have it on the watch list, because it's interesting, right? There's a chance it it becomes more compelling of a move and like more trustworthy over time. Now, in terms of time here, this just broke out right at 9 o'clock. The stock bond, natural life. So given more recency bias kind of going into the open, this just took off. Let me just check the news out on this thing. This is another low float disaster. And look at the daily chart, you'll see. Been around the block with this one before. They announced a breakthrough development of Apple bioelectronic mask. The hell? Clinical data exceeds expectations, targeting $100 billion medical aesthetics market. Oh, what are they, like looks maxing? Doing the looks maxing here now into the stock market. That's it. Yeah. All right. So, this stock here either way is very low float to begin with. Just don't hit your face with hammers. But either way, this stock right now going into the open, we're going to put this on our list. I'll add it for right now. Interesting news headline. CISS, it's trying to go back up a little bit. It's trying. I'll come back to it at the end if you want me to. We got to make sure that we finish up this meeting with time, though. I want to make sure myself and students here are directly inside our room. We're good to go for the open. SMCI just popped right now, so speaking more at like 8:30, I guess. But nice little pop, 8:30 for super microcomputer. All right, we'll go right back to the news one more time for news. Newsman Levitan here this morning. So pull this back up. SMCI. What's the news? What do we got? This is not a low float stock, at least. So I don't really have anything. This is just from Wednesday, not Thursday even. So NVIDIA partners, Supermicro, Momentum. That's some like blog article, I think even. I don't have a headline out on this company, but it's up for a reason. It's only up 3%. The ETF is up a little bit more. All right, I guess I'll kind of add SMCI. I'll be kind of on the back side of our list. Let's hop over to the losers. Let's just finish this up here before the open. Widen this up here a little bit. There we go. Oof, what a disaster Klarna has been since their IPO. Geez, I mean, you think Figma's bad. Take a look at this. 55 down to 15, 16 bucks going into today. Wayfair. Ooh, this is dropping off nicely this morning, maybe off earnings. Support here right around 79.50s, even like 79 bucks back from like late October. I think it's testing that this morning, right? Yeah, it's right there. All right, we'll add it. A little more expensive. It's going to thin out once the market opens up. Order book's going to be pretty thin, big spread, but it's more of a category 5 trade. I just like it though as far as direction. Don't trade big size on it, but it's a good short opportunity here for the open. Carvana got really beat up earlier this week, I believe. So even with the drop off this morning, they're just trying to go back up a little bit. Also very expensive. We're going to pass. All right, so I think that's pretty much it, folks. All of us here on YouTube, social media. You got Adela joining us here this morning. Appreciate you. Don't anticipate Nasdaq going below 24.2. Looking bullish. What do you think? Long-term bullish, but just it is to say that focus on lower lows, or at least focus on making sure we don't break lower lows. And at that, we've been doing pretty good with holding support. I don't like the sideways movement altogether, Adela, but listen, until we break that lower low, I wouldn't really be too concerned. And for as bullish as we have been already, or as we've been, I should say, the thought is to remain bullish. Wait for the higher high, at least, to see true continuation. But, I look at the SPY, you're looking at Nasdaq, it's basically the same thing, just in an overall sense of following a major index, right? NDX.X here, right? And that's kind of what you're looking at here in this case. All right, folks, what do we got inside our live trading room? Anything for me here from Genevieve, IBRX, people taking profit? It's only down 3%. It was up 43% yesterday. So, I don't think too many people took profits yet. Been an incredible trade still. I'll check out the scanners from Benzinga Pro, folks, before we finish. We'll also go round 2 on the gainer side if there's anything I missed. Fig, we got that already. JZXN, that one's kind of like a pump and dump stock in the past. CISS, not a whole lot that's sticking out here, quite frankly. So let's just go through this one more time. CISS, this was the one that kind of pushed up a little bit here. All right, I'll toss this on here for now. We got room for like one or two more, and for right now at least, to try to push back up just after 9 o'clock. I'd rather try and see it get back closer towards the 230-ish area here. So it might take a while for that to develop throughout the day. YIBO not going anywhere. Pass on that. Boxel, we said was too slow for our blood right there. JZXN's not going anywhere. We're just kind of doing last call pretty much, on the gainer side. Just anything that I glossed over quickly. Yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. All right, listen, I like what we got. Decent little watch list here for the market open. Just checking the scanners early in pre-market. You had an idea as far as what was moving to begin with. So I'm going to post this watch list in advance right now inside the trading room for all of our students. I'll pretty that up in just a second. We'll post it as an official alert in just a moment. Hey, I'll be back just coming up for all of our traders here going into the market open as well for the next hour, 9:30 to 10:30. So that's where I do say, if you're on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., you are severely missing out. If you wanted to continue with us directly inside our live trading room, you get live audio. So go right down to the link right there. I don't know what just popped up right there on that restream, but right there with your QR code, you can flash that with your phone, with your camera to join us directly there. And we look forward to having you join us. But otherwise, folks, I'll be back there. And also, hey, at 2 o'clock Eastern, we'll post the link for our traders in our room there for the book map webinar I'll be doing there for the fine folks over at Bookmap. All right. I'll talk to you all soon here in just a bit.